Okay, welcome back everybody. Assalamu alaikum. We'll start in a minute.
Wa alaikum salam.
Unless everybody's here, let's see a raise of hands if you're all here. Okay, perfect. Awesome. So any thoughts on you can lower your hands now. Any thoughts on any other questions about jinn that we talked about, the black magic sihr? Sihr means black magic, not illusion magic. That's different. It's still called sihr, but it's not the bad kind. Black magic is the bad kind. Any questions about that? Did anybody get scary dreams? Hopefully not. My point was not to scare you. Okay, what was the key message that I told you about? Yeah, go ahead, Nabil.
So like in places like, when we go to ancient ruins or places like in a very old graveyard or something, like, do you think there's a more likelihood of jinns to be there?
Yes, correct. So we will actually read that in the Quran, as a matter of fact. So one of the places where jinns don't like to interact with people too much. Okay, they want to stay away. Okay, so they typically are there when nobody's around, and typically they're there in the deserted places, empty houses, those kinds of places, because they don't like to interact with people very much. The people tend to bother them. Okay, if they get irritated by you because you are invading their peace, right? That's when they get angry and they might want to do things.
So in such places, like if we're traveling and say we go to ancient ruins, is it better to like just keep reciting Ayatul Kursi, or like are you
Absolutely, yeah. So what were some of the remedies that I told you about from the shayateen, from the bad jinns? What were some of the remedies that I shared with you last time?
Praying Alhamdu.
Surah Al-Fatiha, yeah.
A'udhu
Yes, that's right. What else?
Would wudu be one of them?
Durud?
Wudu.
Is that what you said?
Wudu.
Wudu. Wudu is a spiritual cleansing ritual. No, not necessarily. That is for your preparation, for you to be clean from the outside and also spiritually, so that you are able to worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No, I gave you a mini ruqya. Remember the word ruqya? What is ruqya?
It's like the series of like ayahs or stuff to pray when you want.
Yeah, what does the word ruqya mean?
Protection, I think.
Yes. So what was the mini ruqya that I shared with you? Surah Al-Fatiha. Yeah, write this down. Okay, write this down if you can. Surah Al-Fatiha, Ayatul Kursi, the last two ayahs of Surah Al-Baqarah. Okay, Surah Al-Ikhlas, Qul Huwallahu Ahad, right? Surah Al-Falaq, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbil Falaq, and Surah Al-Nas, Qul A'udhu bi Rabbin Nas. Okay, you read that as much as you can, especially before you go to sleep. Okay, and anytime you get scared, you're alone, you feel presence, okay, that could be a delusion in your head, or it could be something real, you don't know, right? Anytime you feel scared, that's what you read. Okay, as a matter of fact, funny story happened to me just yesterday. I woke up in the middle of the night and I felt presence in my bedroom. Maybe I was half asleep, half awake, very tired, whatever the case may be, whatever it was, I don't know. But it was too vivid for me. It was extremely vivid. It was real. Like I close my eyes and I see this really horrifying image in front of my eyes, and I was super scared, just like anybody would be. And then I started to do the dhikr over and over and over as much as I could. And then I put on Surah Al-Baqarah in a low volume and let that play. And I swear to you, I slept like a baby. It just went away, just gone, just it was just gone. Wallahu alam if it was something I was imagining, it was something real, but right before that, I was doing some research on jinn just for my personal thing. And I was thinking about that. Maybe I upset someone. they were I don't know what it was, but anyway, I just wanted to share that personal story. It was too recent and too vivid. Still, it's pretty vivid, so I wanted to share that with you. Okay. All right. So let's move on to the stories of the prophets. So we learned about jinn, what they're made up of, what they are. They are very, very jealous of human beings. Okay, and we will learn why exactly. But when they were created, there are good ones and bad ones. From among them, we learned about that, what they eat, how fast they can travel. You can think of them that they're made out of energy, so they can pass through walls, they can take shapes, they're really fast, they're really strong, etc., etc. Okay, so now let's talk about the story of Iblis. Who was Iblis? So before we talk about that, let me talk about something that not a lot of people know about. Okay, and again, the sources for this are take this with a grain of salt. There aren't very authentic sources about the story that I'm about to tell you, but it does make sense. Okay, don't take everything with a grain of salt, and don't take everything literally, but it does make sense based on what the Quran is telling us. And I'll remind you again, I've told you this before, but I'll remind you again why I think that this does make sense. Okay, so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the angels and the whole universe, he created the jinn after. Okay, and jinn, remember, is a plural, it's a collective noun, it's a plural. The word jinn is not one jinn. One jinn is jinni. Okay, that's where the word genie comes from. And in the Aladdin story, genie is actually jinni. Jinni is a singular jinn, and jinn is plural. Okay, so when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the angels, then he created the jinn. Allah had other creations as well that he created on earth. Okay, according to some narrations, again, how authentic they are, not extremely authentic. However, it does make sense that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created some beings, and these are the two that we know, that and there might be more that we don't know. Hin and the bin. Okay, has anybody heard this before? By the way, I'm just curious how well known this is.
No, I've not.
No,
heard.
right? Never heard? Pick up the phone, mama. Okay, hold on. Yeah. Okay, so Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had created hin and bin on earth. Okay, these creations, they did some bad things. Some of them were good. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and the jinn were there as well. So there was again, the narrations are conflicting as to exactly what happened, but there was a war. There was a war. The jinn started to do some of the jinn started to do bad things. Okay, and they had created destruction on earth with the hin and the bin. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sent angels down to fight the jinn, to protect the hin and the bin. Anyway, everything was destroyed. Some of the good jinn, okay, they fought with the angels. Now the jinn and the angels obviously can interact with each other. You might say they live in the same dimension. Wallahu alam, we don't know. But they're both unseen to us, so we don't know. But the jinn some of the good jinn, they fought along with the angels against the bad jinns. Some of the bad jinns were destroyed, and they were sent to the corners of the earth. Okay, so they were sent to the corners of the earth, meaning they were removed from the main places. Okay, so they were, I guess, what's the word I'm looking for? They were, I forget the English word that I was looking for. Anyway, they were kicked out, okay, essentially, and just remain at the corners of the earth. One of the good jinns, his name was Azazil, okay? Azazil. Apparently it means someone who is dear to God. Wallahu alam, what his original name was. Some say it's Harith also, but Azazil was one of the main jinn that fought along with the angels, and he was so was a worshipper and believer in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and he was raised up high in ranks, so much so that, remember what I told you, that with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala there is the malak, the top archangels are the angels, but this Azazil was raised up to their level, and he was in the company of these top ranking angels with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So far with me? You guys with me?
Yes.
Okay. So he's not an angel, he's a jinn, but because of his worship and because of his belief and because he was so good, he was raised up high in ranks all the way to the top ranks. So he is living and worshiping, right, whatever way they live, and worshiping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala amongst the angels. Okay. His name Iblis became his name later on. It means Ablasa, so the one who is in despair. Okay, so he was very, very righteous, taking to the heavens, worshipped Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for a long time, like eons and eons. Okay, we're talking, this all happened like eons ago. Okay. Some narrations say that because of his high stature, he was actually given wings. Okay, he also was given the shape of angels. But what did he do? We just learned about this. He started to develop this pride in himself. Remember, angels don't have pride, right? They don't have free will. They just do what they're ordered. So this Azazil did the same, except that he has free will, right? He has an opportunity to disobey. He did not disobey, but he did develop this inner pride in his heart. Okay. Okay. There's this hadith. Let's narrate this. I can't. Okay. So this is Iblis nowadays. Okay. These two are not part of the story. I'm just telling you this is Iblis nowadays. This is Shaitan nowadays. The top Shaitan. In Muslim, in the book hadith collection by Muslim, we learned this hadith, that Iblis places his throne upon the water. He then sends his posse, his detachments, for creating dissension. Okay, the nearer to him in rank are those who are the greatest in creating discord, right? So he also has a chain of command. He has these top other jinn that are part of his this commander's jinn, shaitan. I will use the word shaitan because jinn is more generic, right? Could be good and bad. I'm just talking about the bad ones. So he's upon the water. He sends out his posse to spread discord among the people and to misguide people. And one of them, he comes back and says, I did such and such thing. And he says, you have done nothing. meaning that's not enough what you did. That's not enough discord that you spread. Then another one comes and says, I did not spare so-and-so until I caused discord between a husband and a wife. Then the Iblis goes, you have done well. That's a good thing that you have done. And then he hugs him. What we learned from this hadith, basically, we learned several things. Obviously, how, where is Iblis? He's upon the water somewhere. He sends out his cronies, his little hitmen to do his job. And he doesn't like somebody, for example, oh, I prevented such and such person from salah. Maybe that's not that big of a deal. But when they actually cause discord, it's social discord amongst people, especially among a husband and a wife. And you'll understand later on when we read the story of Sulaiman alayhi salam why that's important. That is the favorite thing for Iblis. Okay, why husband and a wife? Guess what happened between Adam and Hawa, right? Between Adam and Eve. What was the initial thing? Yeah, that was breaking apart a husband and a wife, right? So that is what Iblis loves the most, because he couldn't accomplish his goal. So he wants to continue to accomplish that goal. Okay. And also nowadays, he cries when someone does sajda. He says, woe is me, like, may I be cursed. The son of Adam has been commanded to prostrate to do sajda himself, and he does sajda, and he will be rewarded with Jannah. But I was commanded to prostrate, I was commanded to do sajda, but I refused, so I will be punished with hell. So he actually cries. This is Iblis. I just wanted to share that story. So his original name, according to some narration, was Azazil. Any questions?